Lou. Hey, beautiful makeup artist. How are you? It is your girl, makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher, all the way from New York, like I always say. And I am here to help you guys be a little bit better. Yeah, we just had, what? I'm discombobulated, but I'm always discombobulated, aren't I? No, but I'm discombobulated because we just had like a weird quickie storm that went right over my head. It was very strange. And I lost connection for a minute. So I was just like, that was weird. So I had a really weird, like 3 or 4 minute storm over my head. Now it's gone. I don't know, child. Anyway, hello, beautiful people. It's your crazy girl, makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher, here to answer all of your makeup artist queries. Sorry, I'm still playing with this light here. I only have one light working tonight, and it's kind of not working. Okay. Layden! Hi, Layton. Hello, Layden. Hi, honey. It's a day. It's a long day. It's a long ass day, people. How the hell are you, Miss Layton? How are you, honey? How you doing? How's everything? How's the family? How's everything? Listen, so when this is when I don't have a topic, then it's just Q&A Monday, which is y'all can ask me whatever you want. I think we all know this drill by now. But if you had any questions, you can ask me. They are always long. Yes, they are. Oh, aren't they? Woo! Today's a long day. So yeah, man. I mean, there's so much to talk about, not enough to talk about. I mean, I come to you people with I have stuff in my head, but I didn't want to make it a topic. Really, you know how much I love to talk about clients and client services and all that stuff. It's like in my head. A couple of weeks back on a message board, this young lady was asking questions in terms of refunding people's money. Unfortunately, she had to cancel on her client, but she didn't want to. I'm saying it wrong, but I'm saying it right, but I'm saying it wrong. Give me a minute to say it right. She had to cancel on her client, okay, for a family emergency. Everybody has it. And so, which was, things happen. But she also did not want to refund this lady her money. And that's where the conundrum came in. Like, do I refund her? In other words, remember, DeShawn Hatcher said I was coming. You have paid me, and then I'm canceling on you. And then therefore, I get the chance to bounce on you and keep your money. And so many of us were saying, oh, no, honey, you got to pay her back. You got to pay her back. But then I had further looked down the thread, and I noticed that she pulled up a little, I didn't see this at first. So I noticed she pulled up a little blurb on her contract. And she is full. Listen, when I tell you that this contract is fully covered, like this girl has CYA, she has covered her ass, okay? Because it's full of, I don't care if I don't make it. I don't care. I am covered. You will not get your money back, period, period, period. And so I noticed she had bought that. She had posted that to make a point of saying, well, it says right here in my contract, I don't have to pay her back. That's what it says right here. And so here's the dilemma that was in my head when I had seen that. Okay. So I think it's stuck in my head because though she has, like, when I saw this blip, I was like, damn, she is covered in everything. And she has technically, you know how I always say, you put it down in writing, they sign the contract, is binding, and it is binding. So she was technically, I didn't see this at the time, but she really technically was within her rights to say, no, biatch, I don't have to give you back your money. It's mine. It says so right here in the contract, right? So on one hand, you go on, girl, with your contract. That sucker's fierce. But on the other hand, you say, but you canceled on her, even though it's in your contract. I get it. It's in your contract. I get it. You canceled on her, but I hate to bring morals into this because it's business, and we all know that business ain't got no real morals. Okay, but morally, say it like a Long Island, morally, she should return that money because she did cancel on her. It's not the other way around. Even though her contract may have said it, that it's cool if she bounced, okay? It's cool if that makeup artist said, deuces, I'm out. It's cool. But at the same time, the cancellation was due to the makeup artist. It wasn't due to the client. And I know I am the type of person who will fight to the death to keep my money, okay? But at the same time, I do realize that if I canceled on you, then no matter what my contract would say, I'm going to give you back your money. That's just in my head. And so, that's the question. Do you give her back? Do you give that client back their money? Or do you keep it? Because she signed a contract and the contract said, no matter what catastrophicness happens in my life, if I cancel on you, oh, well, you up and out of money. And we're talking like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Oh, well, you just shit out of luck. See, that's the question, you see? So morally and businessy, what is it that you think would be the right thing to do? I would love to see what you guys have to say about that, because it was something that, kept playing in my head for a few weeks, morally is one thing. Businessy is another thing, right? And if the client signed the contract, if she went to Judge Judy or Judge Janine, whatever, no, she's gone. The People's Court is over. I digress because I love my show. Anyway, if she had taken that contract to court, the judge would say, well, it says right here, you signed it. She gets to keep the money. So that's a question I have for you. Donsfall is in the house. Hi, Donsfall. If the contract is fully covered, then it seems like she's good. At the same time, it is probably better for her reputation to refund or reschedule the client. Thank you, darling. I'm well. I hope you're well too, sweetie. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Yes, Miss Layton. Yes. Yes. That's what I say. I say that I think that once that got out, because we all know that our world, the world is very large, right? There's 321 million people in America alone, right? The world is vast, right? But within that world, we live in bubbles, right? And reputation stays within bubbles. And if clients got a whiff of the fact that, I'll put myself in it, I, DeShawn Hatcher, will cancel on you. And again, this young lady had a perfectly fine reason. But at the same time, in my contract, it says I get to cancel on you whenever I want and keep your money. You know what I mean? Like with that kind of contract, I do wonder if it's going to prohibit her from getting more clients. Because if somebody did that to me, I would be barking like a madman. I would be pissed. I would be very, very pissed. Because, again, they canceled on me. I did not cancel on them. And so that's where it goes morally, reputation-wise. What would that do to your reputation? I don't think that if future clients find out about this little clause in her contract, she might not work as much. You know what I mean? Because we all talk. We all warn each other. Yo, DeShawn is really good, but yo, she'll cancel you in a minute and not give you money back. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, I didn't know she did that. Yeah, man, she canceled me. And then I said, well, can I have my money? She said, no, it's in the contract. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm not going to go to DeShawn if that's the case. We're just going to have to find somebody else. That's the dilemma. That is the dilemma. Dawn says, honestly, I think the best business practice is to repay the client when you cancel. The client has no bearing on your personal life. Give the client their money back. Yeah. I kind of agree on that one. I really, really do. Um, yeah, especially if you're the one who is canceling, you should give the client their money back. You just should. You should reschedule and you should give their money back. That's kind of all that you. That's kind of all that you can do. But that girl was not giving that money back. Now I don't know if she had given. I don't know what the outcome of this discussion was, because then I went off on a tangent, got mad, and started. I had a Wahala moment on that thread because it was driving me a little nuts. But I will say that yeah, I mean, just perceptionally. Remember, I always say it's not about you looking at the client, it's the client looking at you. Perceptionally, that's not a good look. That's just not a good look to keep the client's money. It's just not when you cancel. It's just not a good look. Dawnsville says, I will say that potential clients need to read contracts. I plan on going over contracts with my styling clients. That clears up any potential problem. Hell, make people initial each bullet point. I agree. Yeah. At one point I had a contract like that where it was, check, initial all the way down the line. And then I condensed mine and just made it just boom. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Bullet points are the bullet points, and then the little line that says sign here, sign here, sign here. So they see that. I don't know how long this contract was. I know sometimes we get contract fatigue. Like we get a contract like, ooh, this contract is long. You know what I mean? We get contract fatigue. So I don't know how long the contract was. And I do agree with you, Dawnsville. Read the damn contract. Read it. Yeah, I say read the contract. I agree. But I don't think that anybody who does business in in such a how do you say, in such an intimate way would ever think that if I, the makeup artist, cancels on you, then I just keep your money. That just, you see what I'm saying? Like in your wildest of, even if you were to read that, even if you were to say, oh, I see what she says, but clearly that can't be if she cancels on me. You know what I mean? Like in your head, because we all tend to read things and we try to make them fit our narratives, I guess. But at the same time, you just say to yourself, well, because I think if I read that clause, I'd be like, well, what does that mean? But yeah, I agree. It's a dual world here. It's our responsibility to write a ironclad contract, which is what she did. And it is the responsibility of the customer to read it. So I do agree with that. But then comes that little weird line of morality. What is the moral thing to do? I hate to say the nice thing, because girls are always told to be nice. And I don't want to say nice. I just want to say moral, because we're always forced to be the nice ones. I'm not trying to force anybody to be nice, but morally and business-like, reputation-wise, what would be the better thing to do in this case? So that's just my 2 cents. But I do like Lay said, do unto others, honey. As they will do unto you. I feel you. People. So do y'all have any questions? We can only stay on until 9. I have to get off this thing. I hurt my leg, and so I'm sitting in my high chair, but I hurt my leg. Okay, listen, all you young people, you don't need to hear me because your bodies are fine. But all of us old people over 40, hello, listen. I'm learning in my old ass age. I have this shooting pain that goes down my leg. And my neighbor, who is a godsend, Selena, she's just amazing. She's a physician's assistant. And I remember calling her up going, Selena, my leg is killing me. And so she started asking me all these questions. She told me that I was dehydrated and that I needed electrolytes in my life. And I said, what? And she was right, because Selena's always right. And so if you are like running, like, remember this week I have been, this past week I was doing a film, then that was all outside. The majority of it was all outside. So what is your girl doing? She's sweating like a pig. Then a couple more days later, then I have a catalog that I'm shooting, and I'm in the very hot space. And what is your girl doing? She's sweating like a pig. And I had no electrolytes in my body. And I was dehydrated. My skin is dehydrated a little bit. So I was dehydrated. And at that point, I wasn't really drinking water. I drink water, but when I'm working, if I drink a lot of water, it means I have to run to the bathroom every 5 seconds. So I don't drink a lot of water because I'm working. So anyway, it's a long story. So what happens is when our bodies get dehydrated is that it reacts in very different weird ways, and one way is sometimes when I'm highly dehydrated, these little crystals will formulate on my face. The salt will just kind of sit here on my face. And then the other thing that I've noticed as I get older is it affects my legs, and I get this shooting pain, it cramps. And so that's what was happening. So I'm on muscle relaxant, electrolyte, lots of supplements to kind of get my body to come back up. So that's just something that, when you guys are outside and we're working and we're sweating a lot that day, bring with you a little packet of those electrolyte things so you could drink it. Someone's like, but Gatorade is not the greatest. You really should get the packets of electrolytes. Just look it up and you'll see what I'm saying. Gatorade oddly enough, I'm going to say it has kind of almost like the least amount of things in it that you need. That's why people use the powder and they take a thing of water and they throw it in the water. Have that with you when you're working so you can at least replenish what's sweating out of you. I think that's the most important thing. So I did not do that for 2 weeks. And then my leg on Saturday went, it just cramped up like a mother effer. And then I can't walk. And then I'm like, oh. So I'm back on the mend because I have to go to work on Wednesday. And your girl, she wants a paycheck. So, okay. So, yeah, I'm back on the mend. But thank you, Selena, for always being right. Oh, wait a minute. Dawn says, yes, I struggle with migraines and I drink coconut water. Very good, very good. And I add sugar-free electrolyte supplements to my water. Very, very smart. Very smart. Yes, I'm not that smart. I just wasn't. You know what? I kept saying, like, the amount of walking I had to do for this movie. Your girl's out of shape. Clearly, that's not even a mystery. And it's not even like, you know what I mean? Like, girls out of shape. But I did keep up and I was walking and I was doing my thing. And I was like, oh, you're doing well. You're doing well. And so because I was doing well, I didn't think about the electrolytes. I didn't think about that. And so, yeah, your girl got jacked up. And I agree, migraine. So I love for me, Excedrin is my jam. So Excedrin actually also helps with just regular pain as well, which I never thought of. It helps with period pains and menstrual cramps and all that stuff. It just really is an amazing, over-the-counter pain reliever in general. And so Excedrin's been hooking a sister up for the last couple of days. So yeah, but I also suffer from migraines as well. And thank God that all I need to do is take Excedrin. I don't have to take anything stronger, but I know people who really, like, I suffer from them. It's like, don't talk to me. It's too light. It's too bright. Or that pounding. But I know people who really, like, to me, I'm like maybe level 3 when it gets really bad. But I know people who are level 10. They could just rip their hair out of their head. So for me, Excedrin works for me. Excedrin, extra strength works for me. But I feel you, girl. I'm sorry you suffer from migraines. I understand that. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. So any questions, you beautiful people? Come on, you two. We have a half an hour. She's so stupid. What can I say? I didn't have anything planned because last week was so. Do you have any questions about what I did last week? Did y'all add umbrellas to your repertoire? Did y'all run out and get them fans? Did y'all do anything that I said last week? I'm looking around for all the stuff because it's probably on the floor. Did y'all do any of that? Any of it that I told you to do last week? Because it's very important. I'm sorry, I'm fixing my makeup kit. Hey, here's a question. Do you guys know this brand, Joa? Let me see if y'all can see this. I do not know how people do this. There. It's a brow. Do you guys know this brow line? Somebody recommended it to me, and I bought these online. I got 2 colors, and basically it's just a freaking brow pencil. But the thing of it is that one end is the brow pencil, and the other end is the stuff like I can't remember. I have that stuff too. I think it's in my kit. What's that little line, the boy brow? I cannot remember who makes that, but I do have the boy brow in my kit. Just curious to know if you guys have this or knowing of it. I put it in my eyebrows. Yeah, it kind of like, it's just like, I don't know. I was just wondering. It's supposed to be somewhat waterproof. I don't know. I've had it for a while. I've always wanted to ask you guys about that. Okay, wait a minute. Dawn says, yeah, I am lucky that I have a great preventative drug. My Tripitin, I don't know what I'm saying, works well. And I have no shame visiting urgent care. Ooh, if it's bad enough, ooh, that must hurt. Ooh, honey. Dawn says, honestly, I moved, so I haven't been watching these past few weeks. Oh, that's all right, sweetie. Congratulations on the move. That's all right. I'm not going to be mad at you. Not mad at anybody. I'm just asking questions because I'm trying to think. I had some stuff I had on my brain. Honestly, this is a week that's just DeShawn has not been up on her shite, to be honest, because I've had so much other things to do that my brain's not functioning. And when I get injured, I can't think straight. So do you guys have any questions? Any questions? Does anybody have an issue with cream foundations? That's another question. I got a question today from a lovely young lady from Canada. And she said to me, DeShawn, I love your inclusion. And I was like, thank you. And then she was like, but when I put it on, it like if you press on it, it'll move or it'll make a mark. And I go, so I was trying to explain to her that, first of all, it's not just inclusion. All creams do that. Except for I should have said all regular cream foundations do that. They kind of like, they're not set yet. You have to set creams with powder. Even if it's let's say a pencil is a cream technically. So you have to set that with some type of powder. So I was trying to explain to her that, as you're working, try to buff, here we go, try to buff the foundation into your skin. And also the thing about Graftobian, I will say Graftobian, RCMA, Cinema Secrets, Krylon, except if you're doing drag. There's another one called Il Maquillage or Maquillage. I cannot remember it. Or Mac Pack. I think one of those, right? That's out there. Okay, all of these cream wax-based foundations, right? You have to really buff it. Boop, boop, boop. Look, I'm buffing. I'm also hot. But you have to kind of go in and buff it into the skin. When you start using beauty blenders with creams, what's happening is you're forcing the makeup to kind of like just kind of sit on top of the skin. When you bounce, now you're taking the beauty blender, you're going like this. You're not really doing much when you do that, right? That's why I like when I work with creams, I'm buffing. I'm constantly rubbing, and buffing and constantly buffing. But the trick of creams, of professional cream makeup is you don't have to use that much. So if you're taking a lot of Graftobian, no matter if it's an inclusion or not, you're taking a lot of Cinema Secrets, you're scooping it out and really put it on your face, it's not really gonna settle because you just put too much on. So I want you guys to understand how to work with creams, because she was confused about, why is it moving? And I was like, because she could have either not. Oh, the other thing is like no matter what moisturizer you use underneath it as well, you have to let that moisturizer sink into the skin, because if you don't do that, the cream and the moisturizer, now they're kind of like fighting kind of sort of with each other. and that might cause a little separation. If you have a moisturizer that has an oil in it, and you take a cream, a wax-based cream, which would be Graftobian. Cinema Secrets has wax, but it doesn't have that much wax in it, but it does have wax. And RCMA, if you take a wax-based foundation and you're putting kind of like oils in it, what could happen is it could cause a separation on the skin. That's why you have to allow the moisturizer to soak into the skin, and anything excessive left onto the skin, you have to blot off with a tissue, and then you can proceed. But a lot of people don't seem to understand that, and they just kind of what's his name? I'm not throwing him under the bus because his makeup is beautiful. And that is his method, and he understands his products. You know what I mean? But Hung Van Gogh, I watch his videos from time to time on YouTube, and he's very much into a very, I don't want to say greasy, I don't know how to explain it, glossy skin. And then he seems to go on top of that with makeup, which is fine. That's his way of doing it. He's figured it out. But for a lot of people, it's very confusing. He's also very into skincare as well. So he knows what all these doohickeys that he's putting. He puts like 8,000 things on somebody's face. And I'm like, that's a lot of product. But yo, you know what you're doing. Go ahead, my brother. You know what you're doing. But yeah, he puts a lot of product in, creams and serums and oils, and I can't keep up. I get tired after like two things. And then I think, and then he just keeps going and going and going and going. But he is a glossy finished person. So in other words, he's done with all of that emollient stuff. And when you see it on YouTube, you see she's still very shiny, right? I would prefer for people who don't, especially if you're new to the cream world, or you're new to, let's say, Graftobian, or you're new to Cinema Secret, I would say please blot that off before you start, because you have to get to know your product very, very well before you can start introducing different aspects to it. Like sometimes what I do is I'll put on some Graftobian, this is my thing. Then I'll see that, oh, there's a dry patch. Oh, I didn't see that dry patch, or Embryolisse didn't suck it up as much. So all I do is like, let me see. All I would do is, I don't even have Embryolisse over here, but I would take the Graftobian and dot it. I'm a dotter. You guys know I'm a dotter. I'm not a spreader. So I would take a little of the color I need here. And then I would also take a small dab of Embryolisse and go bloop, just Embryolisse, straight Embryolisse, no big deal. And I'd mix it on their face. So instead of mixing it on a palette and mixing Embryolisse with Graftobian, I just take a little bit of both, put it on top of the area, and just mix it in together until it does what it needs to do. So that's how I take care of it. But again, I know how to use that. I know how to use Embryolisse. I know how to use Graftobian, and it takes time to figure that out. But that's how I do it. If I find dry patches and stuff around somebody's skin, so it's like little things like that. But I really, 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 really want you guys to understand. Please blot off any excess moisturizers and serums and all that stuff. Please blot that skin before you go in with anything, because if you don't understand it, you're going to say either the Graftobian, there's something wrong with this Graftobian, or you'll say there's something wrong with this, instead of understanding it, there might be a reaction happening that you're unaware of. And then again, because he put so much stuff on, for me personally, it's hard to tell what's wrong. So if you're starting with, I don't know what that boy starts off with, but he's like, there's so much stuff he's putting on their faces that I don't know if what layer of that stuff is interacting with my base, my foundation. So I'm not sure what could be the culprit. I'm not sure. I've seen him do primer, moisturizer, oils, serums, lip balm, eye cream. That's 6 things I've seen him put on someone's face before we even start. So I don't know I don't know what kind of reaction that could be causing with your base. So if you're having these types of funkiness, or sometimes what will happen with certain primers, when you put the primer on, somebody told me years ago, they were using some type of primer. I think it was that L'Oreal Blur. And that, those, okay, so L'Oreal Blur is that, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's like a cream. It's like a mattifying cream. A lot of people now have it. Back in the day, L'Oreal Blur was one of the only ones. And then Eve Pearl created her own Blur. Okay. And now everybody seems to have a Blur. But what was happening with that stuff, even today, is if you put too much of that Blur stuff on and then you go on top of it with foundation, what's happening is you get these little beads, these little weird little beads start to form. And you're like, what the F is that? Well, that's because most of the time it's a cream mixing with this creamy, matty thing. And now when you're going to put it on, it's creating it's rubbing, right? So I'm taking my brush, and now I have that mattifying stuff on. Now I'm taking my brush and I'm rubbing, and I'm going like this. And all of a sudden you'll go, what is that? What is that? Because this stuff is forming these little tiny beads. Then you're like, what the F is that? So again, knowing how to work with the products is really the most important thing. You know what I mean? So, that's your girl sermon. You really got to understand. You really have to truly intimately, does that sound right? Yeah. Intimately know products. That's why when I see makeup artists and they're constantly changing, oh, I got this week. I got this foundation I don't care what you buy, but I got this foundation this week. I got that foundation next week. You know what I mean? And then I got this moisturizer this week. And unless you know everything about those things and how they interact with each other, you might have a lot of issues down the line. I can tell you one thing, when I switch, this is not a diss on Miron because I love Miron, but when I used Miron Celebrity with Embryolisse, those two weren't friends. They were not friends. They were not friends. That was one greasy ass mess I had on my hands. And so didn't work. I could not work Celebrity the way I work Graftobian and Cinnamon Secrets. There's just no way in the world. It was like, yo, I am not going to do what you want me to do. So that's what I'm saying. So all creams are not created equal. All moisturizers are not created equal. So you have to be so careful. But yes, I wound up with a greasy mess that day. And I was like, oh, I will never do that again. I was like, oh my God, I didn't think I done jacked it all up. And I did. And the other thing that I want to talk about real quick for those Face Atelier people, I don't have any here, but I know I have it in my kit. The most important thing you could do with Face Atelier, please shake the bottle. Shake it up. Each time you use it, you have to shake it up. Okay. Even if it's one day, you put it down in your kit and I used it yesterday. Shake that biatch up, please. Because one day I was doing, where was I? Oh my God. I was doing a presentation for Nordstrom. And I was doing a presentation for Nordstrom. And so they had all these models come in, and I'm flying. I'm, fast, so I'm like getting through like 6 or 7 girls in like 2 hours, like bang, bust it out. So I was like, oh, I'm good. So I was using Face Atelier. I was done. And then all of a sudden they started coming out of the bag. And I said, what's wrong? Why do they look like that? Why do they look so greasy? The F is that? Every single one of them came out the bag, greasy as a mug. And I said, and the guy from Nordstrom was looking at me like, what's up with their face, DeShawn? I'm like, I don't know. Then, so I was, so I blamed Face Atelier. I blamed it. I said, oh, I'm never using it again. So I took it out of my kit because I was like, and I had to run around, fix it. Oh my God, it was a mess. So I know Debbie, I know the owner, and I didn't get a chance to talk to her, and I I was pissed. So I took it out of my kit. So I said to her, so I saw her one day at the makeup show, and I said, Debbie, your stuff, blah, 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 blah. She goes, did you shake the bottle, DeShawn? And I said, what? It says on the bottle, shake the bottle. And I was like, oh, shake the bottle. Shake the bottle. Because it will separate inside of, I don't want to say it separates, but it's a silicone based product. So basically what was happening when I was pumping, I must have been pumping more of whatever, like the silicone. So I want to say silicone will fall to the bottom and the color is on the top. That's what I want to say, but it could be vice versa. So whatever was down on the bottom and you're pumping was what I was getting more of. Okay. And so again, this is what I keep telling you guys. I do it too. I blame the product. Oh, product. But it was me. It was my fault. I did not shake the bottle. You have to shake up Face Atelier. You cannot just take it out of your kit and think, it's fine. You always have to shake it. And she made a point. She goes, the way she looked at me, she goes, did you shake the bottle, DeShawn? It's like, no, I didn't. See? And that was my fault. And I literally took it out and started to throw it in the trash. And thank God I saw her, because she was like, you have to shake the bottle. And ever since then, and we were talking, that was like 12 years ago. But ever since then, I have shaken them bottles, y'all. So remember to shake, shake, shake Face Atelier, because one day you'll reach into your bag and you'll say, what happened? Why is this doing this? It's because you need to shake it up. I'm telling you, people, we learn new things every day with our lives. Y'all have any questions? Please have a question. Okay, we're going to wait 4 minutes. No, we're not. We're going to wait a few minutes, and then we are off to Never Never Land. If y'all don't have no questions, we can end this early tonight. Trust and believe. I have so much stuff to do. So, Dawnsville, will you move? I'm all in her business tonight. Dawnsville, where you move to? Dawnsville. Fill me in, Dawnsville. Let me see. I'm looking at my stuff, trying to show and tell you some stuff. And I know I left it outside, so I can't show and tell you. Do you guys know this line called Smith? I think it's called Smith and Colt. It's actually quite inexpensive. The Book of Sun, Chapter 1. Okay, it says, this is mine. So before y'all go, DeShawn, it's really dirty because it's mine. It's in my dirty kit that I have to clean. So this stuff is the most prettiest. Watch. And the container's gorgeous too. Hold up. Let me just clean the container, because I have one in my kit that is sparkling. It's just heavenly. So when you really clean it, so you just saw how dirty it was, right? So you just take a microfiber cloth. I clean all my stuff, all my kit stuff like that. I take a microfiber. I normally have like gloves on my hand too, and a mask around my mouth. So, right? So now, when you clean it, it looks like that. Isn't that pretty? So, but it's really quite inexpensive. I think this might even be under $20, I believe. So I'm sure the inside is filthy. But isn't that beautiful? So can you imagine just having this stunning little thing on your table? It's beautiful. It's one reason why I picked it up. So what it is, and then yes, the inside is mine. It's mine. Is this? Let me explain what this is. What this is the most beautiful little peachy pink color, and this is supposed to be like a beautiful contour color. I happen to love this contour color for a very, very pale, extremely pale, like a porcelain, alabaster-y type person. It is stunning on them. And this peach, I mean, I'm a little sunburnt. I'm not sure if it's even gonna, I don't think it's gonna show. I'll see if I can show you on the back of my hand. I just took up a lot though, as you can see. Let's see if you can even see it on the back of my hand. Can you see that? See, it's real. It's not heavy. It's it's super soft. Let me see. I'm gonna have to pile it on here. Hold up. Let me try it again, because I use it almost like there we go. I use it almost as like a highlighting thing for me. You're not gonna be able to see it on me now because my light is bad. But I use it as like a highlighter for some people. For Black people, this makes a highlighter. For white people, it looks like a blush. I'm gonna put it that way. It is beautiful, and it's inexpensive. Look how beautiful that is. It looks gorgeous on the table. Layton, I know they say never read the reviews, but I do. She said, I received, oh, wait a minute. I received my first bad review. Google, I've been mentally processing this because the client spoke no English and it was difficult to communicate. Oh, I know. Never read the reviews. That's a so you say it's not Yelp, right? It's Google. Here's my question. I mean, sometimes I know that, Leighton, we're supposed to just say, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I know sometimes we're just supposed to suck it up. But yeah, I don't. I will hunt you down. Listen, I wrote a book. Leighton, I wrote a book. All right. Do you not think that anybody who gave me less than something, I was not going to contact? And I did. I reached out to everybody who had something negative to say. But I did. The reason why I did was because I wrote a book, first time writing a book, and people's feedback was very important to me. Like, okay, what can I work on? Or maybe down the line I can fix it, that kind of thing. And so I sure mother F did. I contacted everybody who had something to say. And I wasn't confrontational. I wasn't like, listen, biatch. I was just like, hey, I saw that you wrote this on da 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 da. You know, is there anything that you can share with me that will, help me, because I'm in, first time. And I did. I really did. It's like, I know you're like, Sean, are you on crack? Perhaps I am. But I really, I really did. I reached out to everybody had something negative to say. I really did. And I think that it was beneficial for me. So I could say, oh, I got what you mean. Okay. Then I would jot down notes. So when I did Assisting Rules 2.0, the new version, right, I fixed what their complaints were, which, I mean, at the end of the day, wasn't that bad, but at this, I want my 5 stars, damn it. So I did. I contacted everybody. And if I got a bad review from a client, Leighton, I would probably call that person on the phone because I'm that kind of person. And I would say, oh, I see that whatever, I don't know what she could have said, but I would definitely reach out and just, no judgment, no attitude, no nothing. Just like, hey, I see that, you gave me a review. Can you tell me what happened? Can you, because we all pride ourselves on, good service. We're a service industry, so we pride ourselves on good service. Maybe you did something that eked her out. I mean, this is the problem with. That's why I don't like Yelp. I don't like that stuff because reviews are subjective, correct? And so what could have been a biggie to her may not have been a biggie to you, or vice versa. That's why I always feel like it's very important to, if you can, reach out to the people who have something negative to say. I have no problem with that. I think you should write to her, and I think you should say, well, she said, I would reach out as well. However, as a store employee, I know there are limits. As a store employee, I know there are limits. All right, then maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't say something to her. Then I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if I see if it was you personally, you went to her house or you did something for her and she came back. Yeah, I know. I still want to know what it is. See, that would bother me, Leighton. That would really bother me. I'd really want to understand what went wrong, and that's going to drive me nuts. That would drive me crazy not to understand what went wrong. My father used to say to me all the time when I was a kid, my favorite question or my favorite thing was why. And I still do to this day. Why? I'm a whying person, and I need my answer. I'm always searching for the answer, and I need my damn answer. I might contact her anyway, and then. But I know I don't want to jeopardize your job. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. That would bother me too, Leighton. That would bother me too, because I'd really want to know why. like what happened, because you need to know so you don't make the mistake again. If you did, maybe you didn't, maybe it was just a communication error, or not even error, a communication misunderstanding. So we don't know, and I hate that. That's the part of it that I don't like. I don't know. We don't know why. She said, oh, okay. So she said, my brushes felt itchy and she thinks they are old and dirty. But never spoke up in the chair. Your brushes are old and dirty. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I have much to say now that I'm not going to, Layton. Your brushes are dirty. Were your brushes dirty, Layton? I shouldn't even have to ask you. I know your brushes weren't dirty. Your brushes weren't dirty, and I'm sure they felt beautiful. I do wonder. Layton, can you read? Can you read me? Yeah, I do wonder, but I do wonder. I keep clean, but I know you do. I know you do. I'm not even here. I'm not even here to play. Okay, Layton? Not here to play. Glam God is in the house. Hello, Glam God. Hello, Glam God. You came just in time because I'm about to get off. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, man. Yo, Layton. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, I'm not buying that. But never spoke up in the chair. Okay, Layton, I will say this. This is why I always say if there's any funky incidences that I find out later about, let's say in my chair, I will reach out, because people, I've learned over the years that people don't say anything. They just don't say a damn thing. They can sit there and let us poke their eyes out and they won't say anything. And it drives me crazy. That's why when I'm working, I'm constantly going, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm constantly going, are you okay? Are you okay? Because they don't say anything. So if they're flinching or this, that, and the other, you know what I mean? Then you have the ones that overly would say, your brushes are scratchy. You know, then you have those as well. But more latent, we have more people who sit in our chair that won't say one word, not one word. Women have been trained to sit there quietly and then just deal with whatever happened, and then we walk away like in shock. So we don't speak up. I mean, I tell you all the time about my experiences when I was a younger person in the department store getting my makeup done, and I'd walk out like a mother effing clown, like a effing, I could curse like a sailor right now at how they made your girl look. They made me look crazy. But I walked out like, you know when they go, see? And then you go, you're like, what the, you know, you don't know what to say, you know, and then you just walk out. You pay your money and you just walk out, but you are shell shocked. You know what I mean? But I would like to know, Layton, what that was all about. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. I agree. I understand why it bothers you, sweetie. I do. I totally get why it's bothering you, because it's bothering me and it's not even me. So I can only imagine. I only imagine how you feel, because it's bothering me right now. I'm a little perturbed because I'm wondering what was that all about. That's what I'm wondering. Okay. And I know you keep, like I said, I know you keep your brushes clean. 98% of everybody who comes on here is probably an excellent makeup artist in their own right. And we will all have clients. I've had clients that did that too. Like, oh, I don't like this. I think I told y'all the story of the model. Did I tell y'all? Did I had scream at her? She pissed me off. But yeah, I had a model one day. She was like, oh, I don't like that. No, I don't like this. And oh, I don't like that. No, I don't like this. And I was like, girl, please stop talking. Just please trust me. I know what I'm doing. But she just, yeah. So we either have clients that speak up or we have clients that don't say anything. It's a hard thing, honestly. She says, right, the ironic part is this post was 2 months old, but I just saw the Google review last night. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. Yeah, I know. It sucks. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, because I'm sure I am 100% sure you didn't deserve that. Yeah, I am 100% sure you didn't deserve that. I mean, if her review is your brushes didn't feel right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Sure. I believe her. Sure. Yeah, but we all have them. We all have we all have people that just, will do stuff like that or irritate us to uh, beyond words, just beyond words. Yeah. Yeah. I've been irritated. I can tell you, I've been irritated twice in my whole career where your girl has tiki tiki boom boom. Twice, right? Maybe it's one more, but I can't remember to have to pop in my head. But yes, where the clients really, they weren't clients. I hate to sound like models aren't clients, but they're not. Models are models, clients are clients. There's a line. And so would I have tiki'd on a client? No, probably not. But no, I would not have tiki on a client. No, I don't tiki on clients. I do tiki on models because models have their job. You're here to do a job. You know what I mean? So do your job, please. Like I have the utmost respect. I love them. I protect them. I do a lot of things for models. But I don't like disrespect from them. And I don't like, yo, your job is to model. So let me just do my job. You just need to be quiet. Let me do my job. So I just did a job with my friend Ejaz. Ejaz and I were doing, we hadn't seen him in a while, but we were just working on this job together. And we were reminiscing about this particular model that she just would not, she was telling everybody what to do. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, what is happening? She's telling him how to shoot. She's telling this one how to do the hair. She's telling this one, and I'm like, now, of course she's talking to everybody. Of course she's talking to me. I don't really like that. And I'm like, I don't care what. And I was like, yeah, I don't care what you don't like. Your job is to get in front of that camera and do whatever you're supposed to do. Right now, this is my job. This is all their job. But she couldn't stop. She just couldn't stop. And I was just like, oh my God, is she going to shut up? And then I said, girl, do you ever shut the F up? And he just burst out into laughter. And I was like, girl, do you just ever shut the papa up? And then she was just like, oh, and she was French. She was like, oh, but I just want to show. I said, girl, you got to stop. You got to stop. Do you do this on all your jobs? You got to stop. You got to learn your place. I know my place. He knows his place. You got to stop. And he just he laughed at me. And so we were talking about that. I was like, oh, she's got to stop. So yes, but if it was a client, if that was a client, no, I would never have done that to a client. No, never done it. Where's my phone ringing? I would have never done that to a client ever. But to a model, unfortunately, every now and then I might do it. She says, Leighton says, right? The ironic part is, oh no, I saw that. Okay. Hey, Maria Jones. Maria Jones, I'm sorry you're late too, because this black ass is getting off soon. I don't know why who's calling me. I have no idea who's calling me. They know I have Monday Q&A. So I don't know what's going on. It's all right, Maria Jones. This was a free-for-all. This was just DeShawn talking. I didn't have no topic tonight. I ain't had no topic. Y'all ain't missed nothing. Just come back and look at the review. I ain't gonna. So, but next week we'll have like a really nice, frank discussion. So you guys know when we're gonna have a real discussion, I'm gonna post a topic on the community board. And now I'm starting to post it on Instagram and Facebook. So there will be a topic for sure next week. But of course, if you guys have anything you want to talk about, you have to let me know and we can talk about it. You know what I mean? So with all of that said, it's 8:59. She gonna get off. Ha, Maria Jones, you late. And unless you have something to ask me, Maria Jones. If you got something to ask me, Maria Jones, then you can ask me. But anything other than that, she bouncing. And Leighton, you feel me, right? I want to know what that's all about. That's what I want to know. Raviel, hello, Raviel, Alvarez, hello. Hi, honey. Listen, sorry. This is one of them days, people. This is one of them days. I got to get out of this chair before my knee kicks or my leg starts to act up. So anyway, next week for sure, come back Monday, 8 p.m. We're going to have a Q&A session. Please always make sure you check the community board, because if I have a post that says this is a topic, list your questions underneath there so then I can be prepared to answer you guys. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it is Monday, next Monday, 8 o'clock. Be here with questions, and I'll be back with a good need. Besides that, beautiful people, have a good night.